talk about Dawa from a high level perspective. Now you're coming here talking to the people. Do you find that what's happening on the ground is different to the online persona and online stuff that's actually going on?
Family.
Family, yes. That's an interesting. Yes, family is good.
Yeah?
MashaAllah. So, the question I want to ask is,
What's the question?
you are known to be doing videos on YouTube speaking about many different topics, but now you are talking to people, the average layman. So you've gone from talking to people at a high level. You've obviously got the Smile to Jannah news, which I saw, the polygamy one. Which was,
news.
yeah, the polygamy one, which was interesting. So you go from that high level talking about all those very important issues, dealing with very high level people, to now speaking to the layman. What's the thinking behind this?
Thinking behind it is, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all doing Dawa, isn't it? But for me, the Dawa was the elite. This is a personal thing. The elite form of Dawa that I found was talking about Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, helping people on the brink of kufr. That was always the aim. But of course, you need experience. You need, a bit of reading behind it. You can't just go and start, especially in Speaker's Corner and the like. So it was at the beginning. It was, look, I'll prepare. I'll do it in front of the camera. I'll have more kind of preparation time. But then afterwards, as you gain in confidence, as you gain in information, then you're like, you know what? Let me try some of these arguments to the people face to face, because face to face is always, it's been the Dawah of the prophets. So at the end of the day, speaking face to face, talking about Islam, talking about these principles, of course, politics and all that sort of stuff. For me, before it was like helping people stay on religion, because I saw people falling off religion. Now it's like, okay, I'm doing that. Why not help people come into religion as well, and try my hand at this as well? Of course, I'm learning from brothers like yourself.
And I kept telling you to come to the park, so I'm just happy you're here now and you're coming regularly. Would you say that this is like coming down and tasting the honey? Because you talk about Dawa from a high level perspective. Now you're coming here talking to the people. Do you find that what's happening on the ground is different to the online persona and online stuff that's actually going on? Discussions about red pill, discussions about feminism. Do you think what's happening on the grassroots Dawa is the same as online? There's a synergy or different?
There's definitely a synergy, but it's definitely different in the sense that when you're online, you see a very dystopian view of life and existence. You think everybody is, following a certain ideology, everyone's hostile and this and that. But when you come on the ground, you see that there's more people that are more willing to listen and engage, and there's more people that, because at the end of the day, it's a sunnah way, isn't it? And when you follow that and you do that, I think it gives you more hope in society.
Okay.
It gives you more hope in people. It gives you more hope in the future. Everything should be a balance. If you're online, don't just stay online. If you're in person, don't just stay in person, because going online will help supplement what you do. A bit of both. Islam is wasat. It helps if you're doing a bit of both.
Yeah.
But definitely coming face to face with the people and trying out those. I think sometimes you can delude yourself into thinking that this argument is the best argument and this and that. When you come face to face with someone, you're like, oh damn, there's so many holes in my narrative,
and I need to fix it.
I need to fix it and improve it and make it more stronger.
Okay.
And that will improve your online dawah as well.
Okay, good. Now I'm going to ask you a question which we asked somebody last week. People criticize the Dawah in Speaker's Corner. Yeah, you yourself, you left a very big platform, as in you could be doing things at a much bigger scale, but you come down here to the park. So you obviously see the value of the Dawah in Speaker's Corner. What's the value for you?
The value for me is people. Yeah, people that are willing to listen to you talking about Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's number one. Number two is also experiencing the hostility and how firsthand, but also seeing, like, do they have any weight behind what they're saying, and seeing that it falls flat on the face. Because sometimes when it's in your head, it's very abstract. And to be fair, one thing that people will say about Speaker's Corner, oh brother, it's this, it's like this, and this dawah is not very good. But the problem is that they are unaware of the psychological concept, which is the news that gets the most clicks is controversy.
Yes.
So no matter what you're doing, even if you're doing street dawah, the ones that's going to get the most clicks are the controversial stuff. If we now take the camera and just take a walk around Speaker's Corner, everything's relatively mundane. People are having very nice conversations. And this continues for a very long time. There'll be like maybe one skirmish, like a day or something. And that's the thing that makes it. Or, you know, somebody that just loses it and that is put on YouTube Shorts or whatnot. But my point is, you want to know about something, watch the full discussion.
Yeah.
And number two, in Speaker's Corner, if you go to the hostile people, you'll get the hostile clips. You go to the people that are just listening and having a nice conversation, that want to listen, you can do that. It's up to the speaker who they engage with as well.
Okay.
So I think that's an important part. And with Speaker's Corner, about who actually accepts Islam and this and that, but you know what it is? It's more so for the people sitting at home that are hearing so many allegations about Islam, but when you see people handling those allegations face to face and giving them what for, using academia, using philosophy, using Islam, using all of these tools at our hands, it actually empowers the Muslims. And I think that's something that I say to a lot of brothers, that look, it's up to you. If you look for dirt, you'll find dirt. If you look for goodness, you'll find goodness. Don't look at viral content. Because viral content will convince you that every plane that you see will crash. That every man will...
Very good.
I mean, that's the thing with viral content. It gives you a false narrative about life. So, yeah, that's in a nutshell, don't come to Speaker's Corner.
Don't, And the perspective that you're giving, it's the background perspective, which a lot of people don't know. So you're one of the du'at I'm going to ask the other du'at here as well, because one thing you said, which I agree with totally, there are people out there watching these videos who, for them, this is a lifeline. This is an iman booster. Because, Zishan, they see somebody answering something about the age of Aisha in a lecture. But then they see it here and somebody challenging it and they're giving an answer and they're like, wow, that's really powerful. So now that's clear. We see a value in Speaker's Corner. What is the future for Smile to Jannah News, and what is that about? Because I saw that today, I clicked on it, and I was going to ask you, I want to write something for it, inshallah, because I thought this is great, this is fantastic, you're writing articles. What is the thinking behind this news outlet?
So it's s2jnews.com, where we have one website where we collate the news that's happening in the ummah, that we can all, you know, go to, because at the moment, either the news will be sporadic, like it's not being uploaded when it needs to be heard, or either the journalistic standards are so high that you won't get certain news stories heard, or it will it's just on so many different platforms. So here it's on one platform, it's being uploaded regularly, and it's grassroots, and alhamdulillah, you know, I just wanted one place, because unfortunately and sadly there are some that take the funding claiming that they're the only ones. And that's the thing when it comes to Dawa, I think our bar sometimes is quite low, and some brothers will come with the bar set very low, and we'll just accept it. I think the bar should be higher. I think there needs to be more competition when it comes to Islamic news and stuff like that. And even when it comes to other things, so Muslims are like, yo, this isn't just an easy crowd that we come, and you know, we need to...
And I like what you said, that there has to be a level of, you know, we need to be more out there. So this is one of the things that I was so happy, and you know, this is one of the achievements of the Dawa circle, that you were mentioned in the Times 500 as an influential Muslim, which we have 500 Muslims across the world with a huge influence. You came from, you know, making very simple, basic videos of this type of thing to this, and now into the news world. Do you think that this is because you have decided to focus in a way that the kuffar are using marketing strategies with a bad message, and Muslims have been far behind? And I remember you always used to talk about marketing, the way your banner looks, the way you need to look at views which are trending. Remember we used to be in your house having these discussions. So what message would you give to Muslims, how they can be successful from a marketing perspective?
I think being successful from a marketing perspective is very important, in the sense that even if you're sitting at home with your kids watching Harry Potter or a movie, now unless you understand it from a marketing perspective and lift the curtain, you are going to give a false kind of understanding to your child. The child is going to think, wow, this is amazing, reality is so boring, this is so amazing, it's fantastic, and I want to be like this and like that. But when you show them behind the scenes of Harry Potter and you say, you know what, these guys have very grueling days. They're regular people just playing, you know, that game that we go like that.
Oh yeah.
One of those ones. They literally, I was watching, I think, Hermione playing with Malfoy.
And they film the same thing 50 times and they're getting frustrated.
And it's just not glamorous, boring green screens. And so when you understand even news, okay, so you're watching the news with your child, Israel-Palestine thing comes up. And when it comes to Israelis, they say killed, Palestinians, they say died. So sometimes even lugha, even words, and how it's used is very, all of this is in marketing, like what's the wording of the poster?
There's neuro-linguistic programming going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you understand that this is, like they said that certain people, if they were given £100, 99 would go in marketing, £1 would go into the actual content. That's marketing is so important. Pepsi will have budgets of, 80 million plus, but Pepsi's known.
Yeah.
So why is there so much emphasis on this? Because it plays a big part in our way of thinking. So
We're far behind. Far behind.
So even as parents at home, when watching content with our kids, there definitely has to be discussions like, okay, you've seen this. How do you think they are trying to get you to buy this product? How do you think they're trying to get you to watch the next episode? What have they done?
The cliffhangers.
Yeah, and even in Dawa as well, it's important that even when people ask us about Islam, it's important that we don't just give blunt answers with like, so I was going like, so I was doing this like. Learn to articulate yourself, convey properly, and don't get sucked in to giving very short
Sound bites.
Yeah, so marketing is so important when it comes to how we consume content, how we teach our kids, how even we convey the religion. So all of these things.
Absolutely, and this is one of the things I love about your videos. Every 5 seconds there's something going on because you're like, you want to get in there and grab their attention and make sure they have it. And you spoke about language. I was thinking about when we talk about salah, you need to pray. If you say to a non-Muslim, it's prayer and it's a ritual and it's, you're using mechanistic terms. They're starting to think in a way it's very rabbinical. But if you say salah is a relationship with the divine, do you see how you've changed their mindset?
That's right.
How you've said salah is a release of your world, of your worldly pressures of your world, or salah is a relationship builder. So these things are so powerful. And one of the things which I used to do years ago, but you've definitely mastered it now, I got into it a little bit and I didn't really delve into it deeply, was marketing. So for example, Robert Cialdini's book on the science of influence. Magic of Thinking Big, David Schwartz, Seth Godin and all these people who are speaking about these marketing ideas, the power of yes, for example, right? So these are the things that people need to read if they're involved in Dawa. Yes. Even the way you dress, right? It impacts the way people are going to address you.
That's right.
That rhymes as well. The way you address the people that address you, right?
It could be a rapper.
So, yeah, it could be a rapper. So this is what I think I learned from you, mashallah, is that marketing, right? Even on YouTube, we have competition against music videos, against this. Right. I was with Mufti Tariq Masood in Karachi, and he said something very interesting. He was talking about, for example, he's seen as somebody that gets viral views.
Yes.
But he says when you compare his videos to Bollywood songs, he says it's something else. Yeah, it's like 150 million, and he's got, say, 1 million. Yeah. So I think one thing I love about you in the Dawa is that you're trying to increase the benchmark. You're saying, let's not be here. Let's set the benchmark to something high and let's try and achieve it. So brothers and sisters, make sure you subscribe to Smile to Jannah News. Watch out for this content because this is a brother I love, mashallah, and I'm so happy he's at the park. Any last message you want to give to people?
Yeah, just, what is it, Ayera, yeah? So Ayera, and you got YouTube channel, Sabur Ahmed as well.
Which you've been doing thumbnails for, mashallah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, I did. And
such a humble guy, he does my thumbnails.
SubhanAllah, I think Sabur's contribution to evolution and his contribution to the Dawa is evolving. But not absolutely in a micro sense.
No, in a macro sense. Not in the macro sense. So before he starts praising me, let's end the video there. Jazakallah khair for your time.